Matheus Pereira was really missed by Cruzeiro in the match against Botafogo. It was a balanced game, but Cruzeiro played better on the field. If anyone deserved the result based on chances created, it was fair. Botafogo scored when they could, while Cruzeiro missed their chances. Still, Cruzeiro created more opportunities today. But just one clear chance is very little for a game where Cruzeiro had more possession and completed more passes. The presence of the number 10 in midfield to organize all the players was really missed as well. Matheus Pereira plays a key role on the team by getting on the ball, creating plays, and joining the attack effectively. In the absence of the player Ederson, Arthur Jorge actually made a surprise choice on the right side, opting to start Marquinhos, and on the left side, Sinisterra. He continues as the center forward with Jorge, but Bruno Rodriguez is playing as a midfielder, with Matheus Henrique coming from behind and Lucas Romero playing as the defensive midfielder. But as everyone knows, Bruno Rodriguez is not a midfielder. Bruno Rodriguez couldn't perform the same role that Matheus Pereira does in this team, and there was a real lack of creativity in Cruzeiro's team today, despite their superiority on the field. Cruzeiro today created 1.59 xG they could have scored, and that goal they could have scored actually happened here. It was a very interesting play, including Marquinhos stealing the ball in the middle of the field, immediately playing the ball into the forward, and he got the ball a bit off balance and shot to the left. In this play, you notice the absence of an experienced player, as Marquinhos, the right winger, was in the middle and stole the ball. But he takes a second too long to find that pass to Caio Jorge. He gets to the attack already marked, no longer in a good position to finish, doesn't finish as you would expect him to, and the player misses this chance. Cruzeiro, at the very end of the first half, had the most important play of the game when Sinisterra burst forward here on the attack. He felt some discomfort. So far, Cruzeiro hasn't given any more information. At the time, it seemed like a muscle problem. The player left very upset, and right after that, Wanderson came in. Still settling into the game, Botafogo, from a corner, manages to score the goal. Justino rises higher than Rojas in the box. And that's a worrying statistic for Cruzeiro. This corner kick, 30% of the goals conceded by Cruzeiro under Arthur Jorge have come from corner kick situations. The coach himself said in the press conference that this bothers the team just a little. This issue persists. It was a problem in the first half of the season and has resurfaced today at Mineirão. In the press conference, the coach even said that Cruzeiro didn't know how to win the game, and that's true. Because Cruzeiro, even though they didn't put on a show, it wasn't a dominant performance by Cruzeiro, it was a balanced game. But Cruzeiro had more possession, Cruzeiro created more opportunities, had more chances to score, but it's also true that Cruzeiro didn't create that many clear chances, just that one from Carlos Jorge, which was missed, and some other shots, right? The statistics are a bit misleading too. There were a lot of shots from Cruzeiro, but not that many dangerous shots, with the goalkeeper or the opponent pulling off miracles. Botafogo's chance wasn't really a goal from open play. It came from a corner kick and a Cruzeiro marking error. The best chance for Botafogo was created by Montoro, down the left wing, cutting inside. He managed to take a shot early in the game, around 10 or 15 minutes into the first half, and Otavio made a good save. After that, Otavio didn't have much to do, right? He was called into action here and there, but he wasn't at fault for the goal either, and he wasn't really tested much in the match. In the second half, Cruzeiro came back with a different attitude, but even Arthur Jorge himself mentioned that today the team also had some difficulties because they had to make some changes that they weren't planning on. Today, Arthur Jorge didn't change anything, tactically speaking. All the substitutions were just putting players back in their position. Sinisterra went out and Wanderson came in during the second half, but towards the end, Fabricio came in. Bruno also felt some discomfort and left, making way for another center-back. And so, at the end of the match, Arthur Jorge also switched both fullbacks, but didn't change much. He said he wanted more attacking depth, right? And having that depth like Moraes, who came in during the second half and even had a shot from outside the box that was on target but not very dangerous, Cruzeiro leaves here with a bad result. After the match, Fagner told us at Lance that Cruzeiro lacked clarity to be able to leave with a good result. Here, as Arthur Jorge said, they didn't know how to win, and the fullback said that Cruzeiro was missing what it needed to win the match.
Fagner's way.
At the press conference, Arthur said Cruzeiro didn't know how to win today, right? As you mentioned, you created more than the opponent, who created very little. What do you think Cruzeiro lacked today to secure the win? Since Cruzeiro couldn't win, what do you think was missing for the victory?
We had more clear chances. We got to the final third many times. There, I think we just lacked a bit of clarity to choose the best option, make the best decision, and if we analyze the game, Botafogo had a shot that Otavio saved in the first half, and the ball stopped there. So we had a lot of the play, but we couldn't really turn that into shots on goal, you know, because I think we just lacked a bit more clarity in that final third.
Besides the fullback, Matheus Henrique also played in two different positions in less than 4 days, right? Against International, he had to play as a defensive midfielder, which he's not so comfortable with. It's not his position. Today, he played in his own position as a central midfielder. But in the absence of a creative midfielder, many times he was the one who had to play here in the midfield with a completely different profile as well, right? Matheus Henrique was more about carrying the ball, driving it forward, while Matheus Pereira was more about orchestrating attacks. Bruno Rodriguez isn't a midfielder. He played as a number 10 here, but many times he drifted to one side or the other, returning to his original positions. Yeah, the midfielder Matheus Henrique spoke after the game to Lance about how much Matheus Pereira's absence was felt, but you pointed out that those who played also managed to create opportunities. Matheus.
Today you had to play with yet another change in the midfield, right? You yourself changed roles from Wednesday's game to today, and today, without Matheus Pereira, I wanted to know, for you guys in the midfield, defensive and central midfielders, how much do you miss Matheus Pereira there to organize your movement among yourselves in the middle and also for Cruzeiro's creative sector?
Matheus, as everyone knows, speaks for himself. He's a player that, as you all know very well, he just needs one ball. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that other players can't play there when he's not available. So even though today it was Bruno Marquinhos and we had chances, these players Bruno created a chance with Marquinhos passed it back, and Marquinhos set up Caio in front of the goal. So I think the team that played today was also determined to get the 3 points. But unfortunately we couldn't do it. Now on Thursday we have to try to go to Couto Pereira and come away with those 3 points.
Did today's result at Mineirão make Cruzeiro drop in the standing? Cruzeiro and Botafogo switched places temporarily. This round isn't over yet, the 20th round of the Brazilian Championship, but they switched places. Cruzeiro has 27 points, but drops to 9th place, a more uncomfortable situation. Cruzeiro, which seemed to have come back more excited after the break, after the mid-season, got a rude awakening here today, but it's not the end of the world. Cruzeiro also missed Gerson, who's very important to this team. In the next rounds with Matheus Pereira, we should see a more creative team. Cruzeiro didn't know how to win and was punished by an aerial play on a corner kick, as has happened to them many times. To get all the details from the mixed zone, visit our website lance.com or Lance's YouTube channel.